Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to class. Welcome to Unacademy's YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing great. Happy Thursday to all of you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to class. My name is Hafsa Malik, and I am your educator for psychology on Unacademy. So, today on Unacademy's YouTube channel, we will be discussing what? Good evening, good evening, happy Thursday. We will be discussing Henry Murray's system of personology, the very person on whose theory the thematic apperception test, very popular, was based as well. ठीक है, तो आज हम बात करेंगे हेनरी मरे की थ्योरी की. ओके, ये पूरा सिस्टम है एक्चुअली पर्सनालिटी थ्योरी का, एंड दिस इज नोन एज पर्सनोलॉजी. वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड needs, presses, links, and then what is the unity thema. Quite complicated. What do I say? A lot of students will generally have difficulty in understanding this, and therefore I am choosing to take it up for you today. All right, so we will have a class for around 40 to 45 minutes. Yeah, so please get started. How was my day? My day was great. Thank you for asking. We will wait for others to join in as well, and then we shall get started. Meanwhile, let me know how all of you are. Please let me know how all of you are doing. Good evening. Good evening. Chaliye. So, obviously, we are discussing personality psychology. We'll start off with a little bit of a background on Henry Murray, and then we will move on to discuss what some of his proposals were. Was his approach ideographic? Was it nomothetic? Was it deterministic? Was it not deterministic? Did he take inspiration from Freud? Did he not take inspiration from Freud? And if he did take inspiration from Freud, what changes did he make? All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to class. Very good to see all of you. I hope everybody is doing great. All right. First of all, now prices are going to increase. They're going to go up on the 31st of May 20 by 20%. ठीक है 20% increase होगा prices में. If you are looking to get an Unacademy subscription and study for your upcoming exam or any NET and SET exam, any PhD entrance, any clinical psychology exam, also GATE, right? If you want to join in, get started with your preparation. The beautiful thing about Unacademy is that all of the classes are recorded, so you can watch them later as well. If you do want to get a 10% off on your subscription, आप use कर सकते हैं code Hafsa Live. Okay, you can use my discount code Hafsa Live and you will get a 10% off on all of your subscriptions. All right, isn't that? ठीक है. These are your options for now. You can either go for plus or you can go for the iconic subscription as well. All right, ठीक है. Let's get started. Let's get started. I hope all of you are doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. So these are my courses. If you'd like to join any of them, we have covered almost all of the syllabus by now. And if you would like to go ahead and watch many of my free classes and receive links and resources, you can go ahead and join my Telegram group, which is affiliated to my Unacademy class. Chale. Norms will be the same, so we will get right into it. Who is Henry Murray? So Henry Murray, along with Christina Morgan, actually, okay, who was his colleague, developed what? Developed the thematic apperception test, developed his whole system of personality psychology. तो ये एक यूनिक थ्योरी है पर्सनालिटी की जहां पे आप कॉन्शियस फोर्सेस के बारे में भी स्टडी करेंगे अनकॉन्शियस फोर्सेस के बारे में काफी ये बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगती है सुनने में दिखने में लेकिन ये उतनी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है नहीं इट्स नॉट एज कॉम्प्लिकेटेड एज इट लुक्स इट्स क्वाइट फन इट्स क्वाइट इंटरेस्टिंग सो लेट्स गेट राइट इनटू इट एंड लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन all right now here we will check or we will understand the influence of conscious as well as unconscious forces on the the present the past the future and we will see how the past present and the future connect as well. So we have physiological forces also, we have socio-biological forces also, all of that. Okay, so I will tell you an interesting story about Henry Murray. He believed that his mother did not love him as much as he loved his siblings. ठीक है, he used to say that उनके siblings को preference मिलती है और उनको बिल्कुल he did not get any love from the mother. Okay, the mother preferred his siblings. And he said कि ये मेरे lifelong depression का reason है that my mother did not love me the same way that she loved my siblings. So a lot of this theory again comes from his personal experiences. All right, he had troubles in his marriage also, and then he reached out to Carl Jung, and that's a story for another time. Not appropriate for now. Now, basically, we'll talk about how he himself had a difficult childhood and felt unloved while growing up, and therefore he felt that his needs were very, very different from another child's. And therefore, if every individual child's experience in their life with the parents, with love, with care is different, what might their needs be? All right, let's try to understand. Chaliye. So he was heavily influenced from Freud. इन्होंने भी id ego और सुपर ईगो का कॉन्सेप्ट दिया है मतलब एक्सटेंड किया है फ्रॉइड के कॉन्सेप्ट को. ओके, so he has also explained personality divisions or dimensions of personality as the id ego and the super ego. It's just that he has explained it quite differently. इन्होंने उन चीजों को अलग अलग या अलग तरीके पे बेसिकली वैसे एक्सप्लेन किया है. ऑलराइट, ओके, ठीक है, right? And was this deterministic? Now, him saying that, childhood depression or childhood mein loneliness resulted in lifelong depression. Do you think this theory is at least in part deterministic? क्या आपको लगता है at least partially ये theory deterministic होगी? At least partially deterministic hogi. So definitely there is a hint of determinism. Determinism to hai, even though he says that eventually we can change, personality can grow, we can modify, but he says कि childhood experiences का profound effect होता है. Childhood experiences will have a great deal of influence on our present and our future and so on. Now clearly this is also talking about what? Okay, it is deterministic. Then is it nomothetic or is it idiographic if it talks about the individual experiences? क्या ये individual experiences लोगों के individual experiences को study करना चाहता है? Okay, this is mostly idiographic. Okay, it is the scoring system that makes the test nomothetic. जो बेलैक का या बाकी के scoring systems हैं वो thematic apperception को nomothetic बनाते हैं. Henry Murray's theory on its own mostly aligns with the idiographic approach. मतलब ये एक एक individual की needs या presses links environment के साथ समझना चाहते हैं. His aim was not to compare people for the sake of comparing, but for the sake of understanding how different individuals are and how in depth each individual, what do they contain, each individual. ठीक है, okay, fine. He actually gave principles of personology. ठीक है, तो we will do the 5 principles of personology. उसके बाद हम unity thema क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता है we'll discuss. If there are any doubts so far, please let me know. Okay, if you have any doubts so far, please let me know. Hopefully we're good to go. Good to go, not good to go. चल, let's go. All right, wonderful. ठीक है. The first principle in Murray's personology is that personality is rooted in the brain. ठीक है, मतलब जो भी mental capacity है या जो भी हम सोचते हैं या whatever we are is somehow connected to our physiology, to our brain, to our genetics. Okay, सेरिब्रल फिजियोलॉजी मतलब हमारा ब्रेन जो होता है वही हमारी पर्सनालिटी को कंट्रोल करता है. इट गाइड्स एंड गवर्न्स ऑल ऑफ आवर पर्सनालिटी. इट हेल्प्स अस मेक डिसीजंस. ऑफ कोर्स इट डज, राइट? Certain drugs can alter the functioning of the brain, therefore they also alter the personality. Things like hallucinogens. ठीक है, जो hallucinogens होते हैं वो आपकी perception को alter करते हैं. You start hallucinating, you start seeing things, and therefore overall you may start laughing all of a sudden. You may start acting very, very weird, and therefore, since it affects the brain, it affects the personality. Okay, all right, ठीक है. तो memories, beliefs, attitude, fears, values, conscious, unconscious, everything exists. We are not talking about the mind, we are talking about the brain, which is an actual physiological structure. ठीक है, okay, okay. ओके, स्कोरिंग का यहाँ नहीं पूछेंगे अपूर्वा, वो थ्योरी का स्कोरिंग नहीं है, वो थीमेटिक एपरसेप्शन टेस्ट का है. टेस्ट इज डिफरेंट, थ्योरी इज डिफरेंट. ऑल राइट, ओके, वंडरफुल. चलिए, देन अ सेकंड प्रिंसिपल इन मरी सिस्टम इन्वॉल्व्स द आइडिया ऑफ टेंशन रिडक्शन. ये टेंशन रिडक्शन क्या होता है? So Henry Murray basically says that we don't want to be stress free, but we always want an optimum amount of stress that will keep us going. ठीक है? As in tension reduction ही हमारी life का purpose है. That's what he's trying to say. तो मतलब if there is no tension, if there is no stress, then is our life a good life? According to him, he is saying tension free existence is a source of distress. मतलब अगर tension ही नहीं है, if there is zero stress in life, that itself is a source of distress. वही बुरी बात है. तो यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है? Okay, all right, ठीक है. Absolutely. So he is saying the whole process of life is to deal with the stress in life. And अगर stress है ही नहीं, तो deal क्या करेंगे? Life will become very meaningless. Okay? So we act to reduce physiological and psychological tension. Okay. But we don't strive to be tension free. We solve one stressor so that we can take up another. Is this true or is this not? हम एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं ताकि हम दूसरी प्रॉब्लम इससे हायर लेवल की प्रॉब्लम नेक्स्ट टाइम सॉल्व कर पाए. यस और नो? यस और नो? ऑल राइट, ठीक है. तो वी नीड एक्साइटमेंट, वी नीड एक्टिविटी, वी नीड मूवमेंट. ऑल राइट. तो which involve increasing tension. So we want to basically prove ourselves by solving high tension related situations, by solving difficult complex problems, and that is what makes us feel better. Okay, all right, Prince. Hopefully they don't steal your phone. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. ठीक है. We generate tension in order to have satisfaction of reducing it. आपको कभी लगता है कि हम अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स को खुद क्रिएट करते हैं ताकि हम उनको सॉल्व कर पाए on a personal level? Okay, think on it, reflect on it later. A lot of the times we worry because we want something to worry about so that we feel like we are solving a problem. That is what Murray is saying, that we create tension a lot of times. We create, absolutely, and then we try to solve it. And the whole pursuit of life is to be able to solve these tensions that come up in life. तो ये हुआ आपका second principle. थर्ड प्रिंसिपल क्या है पर्सनोलॉजी का? इंडिविजुअल्स पर्सनैलिटी कंटिन्यूज टू डेवलप ओवर टाइम. एंड देन व्हाट एल्स? तो ऐसा नहीं है दैट पर्सनैलिटी इज फिक्स्ड, बट इट कैन गो ऑन टू चेंज, इट कैन गो ऑन टू बेसिकली इम्प्रूव और डेवलप. ठीक है, दैट इज थर्ड प्रिंसिपल. दैट मीन्स दैट इट इज पार्शली डिटर्मिनिस्टिक. मतलब ये थ्योरी जो है वो पार्शली डिटर्मिनिस्टिक है. ओके, वेट, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन दीज एंड देन वी कैन आस्क क्वेश्चंस. Murray's fourth principle involves the idea of personality changes and progresses, that it is not a fixed state. And the fifth one basically talks about the uniqueness of each individual. हर कोई इंसान दूसरे इंसान से अलग है. So what we are trying to study here is the individuality and not, how common people are or how similar people are with each other. वो नहीं study कर रहे हैं हम actually study कर रहे हैं कि कौन कितना यूनिक है. हाउ यूनिक इज वन पर्सन इन देयर ओन एबिलिटीज. ऑलराइट, ठीक है. नॉट ओके, लेट मी नो. व्हाट अबाउट मंक्स? द कॉन्सेप्ट डिटैचमेंट एंड स्ट्राइविंग टुवर्ड्स एनलाइटमेंट, मैम. हाँ, व्हाट? हाँ, व्हाट अबाउट मंक्स? कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डिटैचमेंट एंड स्ट्राइविंग टुवर्ड्स एनलाइटनमेंट. हाँ करेंगे तो, लेकिन उसका यहाँ पे क्या रिलेशन है? सो अच्छा, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट what do? They don't live by Murray's theory, na? Henry Murray is proposing his own principle. Yeah, he is proposing his theory. He is not saying monks will also follow my theory. You have to take theory at theory level. All right? Okay, ठीक है. चलिए. If we are clear so far, please let me know. If we have doubts, please also let me know. So I'll give a minute. We'll wait. Okay, Karan. All clear, all clear. Okay, wonderful. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Now the division of personality. How does he divide personality? तो generally अगर आप, हाँ जी, अगर आप सोचोगे फ्रॉइड के हिसाब से, so if you think about Freud's theory, it is all of the deep dark secrets and all of the unconscious motives. Yes, these unconscious motives or instincts are basically what do I say? Things that will get us into trouble. Yes, we are not talking about positive things. सुपर ईगो इज आर मोरालिटी सेंटर, जिसको हमने इंटरनलाइज किया है फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी. एंड ईगो इज बेसिकली फंक्शनिंग ऑन द रियलिटी प्रिंसिपल, कंट्रोलिंग द इट. Yes. All right. So what different or what new are we going to understand here? So here id to hai hi. It is a repository of what? It is a repository of all innate and impulsive tendencies, है ना? Innate और impulsive tendencies का ये basically repository होता है. That means it's a storehouse of all instincts and any impulse related, emotion related tendencies. Okay, all right. It provides energy and direction to behavior and is concerned with motivation. You see, so Henry Murray basically did not portray it in a negative light as much as Freud did. तो यहाँ पे जितना फ्रॉइड ने इसको नेगेटिव लाइट में प्रेजेंट किया था, आप देखेंगे कि हेनरी मरे ने उतना नेगेटिव लाइट में नहीं प्रेजेंट किया है. Saying that it also encompasses innate impulses that society considers acceptable and desirable, like having a family, like procreating, like finding an intimate partner. वो सारी चीजें आपके इड में आती हैं that oh I really want to find someone, oh I want to get a job, I want to find survival, right? So id here is also sometimes pushing us to do things according to Henry Murray which are useful for us and which are actually beneficial according to the society. ठीक है. Okay, then we talk about superego. Superego is nothing but the internalization of the societies and cultures values. तो यहाँ पे फिर से वही statement कि हम यहाँ पे जो सोसाइटी के एक्चुअली मॉरल वैल्यूज होते हैं वो इनकलकेट करते हैं या वो इंटरनलाइज करते हैं जब तक हमें लगता है कि वो हमारे ही वैल्यूज हैं. ऑलराइट, आई विल रिपीट वंस मोर इन इंग्लिश. So here we talk about the internalization. That means the adaptation, unconscious adaptation of the society's rules and norms and values, okay, all right, which we use to evaluate and judge our own behavior, and we use it to evaluate and judge other people's behavior also, right? We talk about what all? So we talk about ego ideal, we talk about conscience, conscience that punishes for bad behavior, and ego ideal that rewards good behavior. Yes, okay, ठीक है. Authority figure से ही सीखते हैं हम ये super ego. Yeah, absolutely. Then let's talk about what the ego is. Ego is the rational governor of the personality. तो यहाँ पे पूरी rationality ego में है. Yes, we do function on the reality principle. It tries to modify or delay the its unacceptable impulses. Same thing so far. Same as Freud's theory. बिल्कुल फ्रॉइड की थ्योरी के जैसे ही. Yes, okay, all right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Murray extended Freud's formulation of the ego by proposing that the ego is central organizer of the behavior. What are we proposing? We are saying कि क्या है? He is saying that the ego is basically the head. Okay, it is the control center and it is in control of the id also and the superego, and this is basically going to reason out, this is going to make all the decisions. Higher thinking capacity है जो यहाँ पे पूरा id sorry ego करेगा. Okay, ego is basically going to go ahead and yeah, make all of our important decisions here. All right. Okay, fine. Please let me know if there are any doubts so far. Yeah, partially deterministic. Huh. Yes, Apurva. Absolutely. Okay. Chali. Great. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If we are good to go, let's go. Chali. Yes. Ego is the central organizer in the sense that it is the one, yeah, it is the one that is in control of things and it's basically the higher authority according to Henry Murray. तो अब ये सब या हमारी नीड्स जो होती हैं आर innate needs and all of that, what are those and how? Okay, all right, what are those and how are we going to use them? So motivation according to Henry Murray comes from the id ही हमें motivate करता है कुछ करने के लिए, ठीक है, and our instincts basically are important as well. Yeah, so motivation is the crux of the business and motivation always refers to something within the organism. So he formulated a list of 20 needs that every person will have. Okay. So not every person will have all the 20 needs. He formulated 20 needs which people may have. तो किसमें कौन सी need dominant है और किसमें कौन सी need present है. It's not necessary that all 20 needs are to be present within a single individual. But these needs to some degree, among these 20 needs, some needs at least will be present in every individual. एंड सम ऑफ द नीड्स विल बी मोर डोमिनेंट देन अदर्स। मैं एक बार हिंदी में रिपीट करती हूँ। देखिए यहाँ पे इन्होंने फाइनली 20 नीड्स को चुना, जो हर एक इंडिविजुअल मतलब एक न एक या हाउ डू आई एक्सप्लेन इट इन हिंदी। तो 20 नीड्स हैं टोटल, इनमें से कई सारी एक एक इंडिविजुअल में होती हैं। ऑलराइट, इट्स नॉट, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि पूरी 20 नीड्स एक ही इंडिविजुअल में हो। इसमें से 5, 6, 7, 8 नीड्स आप में हो सकती हैं, उसमें से आप में थोड़ी सी नीड्स डोमिनेंट होंगी। और कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि एक नीड दूसरी नीड को मीट करने में हेल्प कर लेती है। ठीक है, ओके। नाउ दीज नीड्स आर नॉट ऑलवेज कोहेरेंट, और यही आपको एंड में यूनिटी थीमा को समझने में हेल्प करेगा। All of our needs are not always on sort of, what do I say, in cohesion with one another or in agreement with one another. Let us say I also have a need for order and discipline. आप सोचो कि I have a need for discipline. Okay, but I also have a need for, let us say, succurrence to be taken care of by other people. Let us say deference to please only other people, or dominance. I don't want to do anything, I want people only to do. I want order, लेकिन मैं खुद नहीं करूंगी, किसी और को मेरे लिए करना चाहिए, right? So these needs are not in, what do I say, not in cooperation with one another. What if I only want to do blame avoidance? I don't want to take any blame, but I also want to take responsibility. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? तो एक इंसान की कई ऑपोजिंग नीड्स भी हो सकती हैं। ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि सारी नीड्स जो हैं दे विल बेसिकली कोऑपरेट और कोलाइड और resonate with one another. So let's go ahead and erase this for now. We look at the 20 needs also. पहले हम needs के types को understand करते हैं. Okay? So we have primary needs. Primary needs are also known as viscerogenic needs. Viscerogenic needs. These are basically basic survival related needs like eating, sleeping, so on and so forth. ठीक है? Primary needs कौन सी होती हैं? ये हमारी बिल्कुल basic needs होती हैं जो हमें compulsory fulfill करनी है to survive. All right? हाँ जी, only for survival. Then we have secondary needs also, मतलब emotional needs, need for achievement, need for affiliation, and all of those are psychological needs. Secondary needs, we can survive without them, but we really can't be happy or don't feel fulfilled without them. ये survival के लिए नहीं है, ये बाकी चीजों के लिए है, ज्यादातर emotions और बाकी चीजें इसी से related होती हैं. All right, we want to be affiliated with others because we want acceptance, because we want them to like us. मैम नीड्स को याद करना होगा, नहीं याद कुछ नहीं करना है, बस थोड़ा समझ लो, दैट्स इनफ. ऑलराइट, उसके बाद वी हैव रिएक्टिव नीड्स एंड वी हैव प्रोएक्टिव नीड्स. यू सी हियर हार्म अवॉइडेंस. हार्म अवॉइडेंस का मतलब है कि आप हार्म से खुद को बचाएंगे. ओके, हार्म अवॉइडेंस बेसिकली मीन्स दैट यू आर गोइंग टू प्रोटेक्ट योर सेल्फ और सेव योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम हार्म. कैन आई से कि ये एक रिएक्टिव नीड है? ओनली व्हेन देयर इज हार्म प्रेजेंट यू विल वांट टू प्रोटेक्ट योर सेल्फ फ्रॉम हार्म. जब कोई डेंजर आपके पास या आपके सामने है तभी आप उससे भागेंगे, उसके साथ डील करेंगे, उसको रिस्पॉन्ड करना चाहेंगे. यस, सो दीज आर रिएक्टिव नीड्स. इसको एक्टिवेट स्टिमुलस करता है. ओके, स्पेसिफिक ऑब्जेक्ट और स्पेसिफिक स्टिमुलस इज गोइंग टू एक्टिवेट. ऑलराइट, ओके, वेरी गुड. Then proactive needs. What about need for achievement or need for power or need for understanding? Not necessarily that a stimulus in my environment is basically bringing about this need, or initiation is due to a stimulus. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. Proactive is हम अपनी खुशी से, हम अपनी मर्जी से करना चाहते हैं. Okay, all right, not needed. Yeah, not needed that there is necessarily something in the environment which I want to counter. उसके बाद press is influence of the environment and past events on current activation for need. Can I say that need for achievement of a child may increase if the parents are supportive and if the parents really expect the child to do well? देखिए, बच्चे के लिए पेरेंट्स जो हैं और जो घर है वो एनवायरनमेंट है. कैन आई से दैट? होम फॉर अ चाइल्ड, बच्चे के लिए. यस. So let us say the child is told कि no, I will settle for nothing less than a doctor or an engineer, and they are given plenty of support. उनको काफी support दिया जाता है. It's not like they're told no, I'll beat you up and all of that, right? तो here can I say that need for achievement will increase? Parents बोल रहे हैं कि हाँ आप capable हो, आप कर सकते हो, come on, why don't you try, give it your best. Yes, So here I can basically say that this is a force which is being exerted by the environment. बच्चे के लिए ये जो प्रेशर आ रहा है, चाहे ये पॉजिटिव प्रेशर ही क्यों ना हो, ये एनवायरनमेंट से आ रहा है. कैन आई से दैट? कैन आई से दैट दिस कम्स फ्रॉम द एनवायरनमेंट? इट डज कम फ्रॉम द एनवायरनमेंट. ये आपके एनवायरनमेंट से ही आता है. ठीक है. Okay, all right. Therefore, press is any sort of an environmental force and environmental pressure that pushes us to act in a certain way. Hmm? And a combination of our needs and this press will give rise to unity thema. यूनिटी थीमा क्या होता है? हमारी अपनी बायोलॉजिकल टेंडेंसीज और ये प्रेसेस मतलब एनवायरमेंटल प्रेशर है, एनवायरमेंटल फोर्सेस को मिला के जो हमारी रिजल्टेंट एक्शन होती है, राइट? Taking into consideration our own biological motives, our own needs, and then the influence that the environment exerts on us. Together, we will create, or together, what is created is the unity theme. Alright? Okay. Now, let's first talk about the needs in short. Just try to understand what the words mean. Okay. 20 needs है हमारे पास. इन सब का हाँ एक एक करके बस बेसिक मतलब क्या है इनका. We'll just try to understand that. Nothing else. Abasement is basically आप submission चाहते हो. Submission क्या मतलब? You want to accept blame, criticism, you like getting insulted basically. ठीक है. Abasement मतलब खुद को ही what do I say? Insult करना. Abasement is to feel humiliated, insulted. तो यहाँ पे चाहिए वो. You need another person to degrade and then control. Achievement is to accomplish something but difficult. कोई challenging चीज को accomplish कर देना, that is achievement. Then affiliation is to be accepted, get a lot of affection from other people. लोग आपको accept करें, आपको अच्छे से treat करें. Yes, reciprocate your feelings, reciprocate your affection. Then we have need for aggression. ठीक है. फोर्स के साथ ऑपोजिशन को ओवरकम करना, टू फाइट, टू अटैक, टू किल, टू डू एनीथिंग, टू बेसिकली ओवर पावर अनदर पर्सन. ठीक है. अग्रेशन क्यों हम यूज करते हैं? टू गेट पावर और टू गेट कंट्रोल ऑफ अनदर पर्सन. उसके बाद ऑटोनॉमी. ऑटोनॉमी इज व्हाट? ऑटोनॉमी इज बेसिकली द नीड फॉर फ्रीडम. ओके. शेक ऑफ रेस्ट्रेंट मतलब आप नहीं चाहते कोई और आपको कंट्रोल करे. ओके. So you want to break out of confinement. आप नहीं चाहते कोई और आपकी life control करे. So you want freedom. Counter action. Counter action is when we fail, we want to go one step ahead to prove that we are not losers, but we want to achieve. ठीक है. हम क्या करते हैं जब भी हम फेल हो जाते हैं किसी चीज में लाइफ में, तो हम रीस्ट्राइव करते हैं, मतलब हम फिर से कोशिश करते हैं. एंड वी ट्राई टू गेट रिड ऑफ द ह्यूमिलिएशन वी मे हैव फेल्ट ड्यू टू दैट फेलियर, ड्यू टू लूजिंग समथिंग. ठीक है. हार की वजह से, फेलियर की वजह से हम चाहते हैं कि वो जो ह्यूमिलिएशन या बुरा लगा हमको तब, आई वांट टू ओवरकम इट बेसिकली. ऑलराइट. ओके. ठीक है. Then what is defendants? To defend oneself against assault, against criticism, against anybody trying to humiliate you. ठीक है. उसके बाद deference. Deference का मतलब ये है कि आप किसी और को support करोगे. Have you ever seen people who will say कि oh my success is my children's success, my success is my husband's or my wife's success. You basically want to serve a superior other here. Or a lot of PhD scholars or a lot of research scholars will basically do, the bidding for their guide saying, I really want them to do well. तो आप किसी की life में supporting role play करते हो. That is deference. Okay? आप supporting actor हो अपनी ही life में. That is deference basically. हाँ. All you think is about supporting someone else. Dominance is to control your environment and to control other people in the environment as well. डोमिनेंस की नीड का मतलब क्या है कि आप अपनी एनवायरनमेंट को भी कंट्रोल करें और आपके एनवायरनमेंट में जो लोग हैं उनको भी आप कंट्रोल करें. ओके. So how many needs have we spoken about? Any doubt in the needs here? So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Difference is bad. Well, it's not great, Okay. So for a lot of people, it can be, for a lot of people, it can be useful also, right? You basically choose a mentor, है ना? कि आप किसी के लिए कुछ, आप उनको impress करने के लिए कुछ करना चाहते हैं. That's okay as long as it is, what do I say? As long as it is benefiting you. But to what extent will you go to show deference? Okay? ऑल राइट, चलिए, टू कंफर्म बेसिकली काउंटर एक्शन इज कि आप फेलियर को छुपाना चाहते हैं, बट कैसे, या आप फेलियर को भूल जाना चाहते हैं बाय अचीविंग समथिंग ग्रेट। आप अचीव करना चाहते हैं ताकि आपको फेलियर याद ना आए। ओके, ऑल राइट, चलिए मैम, आर देयर सम मोर? स्तुति, आई सेड 20 नीड्स, 20 नीड्स। Okay, all right, great. Let's go. Let's go. Counteraction is because I failed, I want even more to succeed now. And I want to basically get rid of that feeling of humiliation, which I may have, faced because of a defeat. So, need number 10 is exhibition. Exhibition क्या होता है? Not going to an exhibition. No, no. This is basically you want other people to acknowledge you. ठीक है, थोड़ा attention आपको चाहिए, थोड़ी appreciation आपको चाहिए. You need other people to see you, to hear you, to appreciate you. Okay, you want to be once in a while the center of attention. उसके बाद harm avoidance, आप harm avoid करेंगे. Any pain, any accident, any attack, death also, you want to escape from a dangerous situation basically. All right, ठीक है, fine. Sorry, ma'am. Alright. उसके बाद infoavoidance. What is infoavoidance? Infoavoidance is I don't want to be infamous basically. वही हम avoid करना चाहते हैं. तो यहाँ पे embarrassing situation से simply भाग जाना या उनको avoid करना. Okay? So let us say we all together want to avoid situations that might lead to embarrassing situations. Alright. चलिए, then what else do we have? We also talk about nurturance. Nurturance क्या need है? We want to help other people. ठीक है? Let's say I want to nurture. So somebody may really feel like helping other people, taking care of other people. ठीक है? तो यहाँ हम दूसरों को, helpless others को help करना चाहते हैं. People who may not have others. We basically give a lot of sympathy and a lot of care and a lot of love to them. Okay, all right, great. Let's go. उसके बाद the need for order, self-explanatory. The need for discipline basically. Need for discipline है ये, need for order है ये. I want things to be in place. I want cleanliness. I want arrangement. I want organization. And lastly, I want balance. ठीक है, तो हम चाहते हैं कि हमारी life order में हो, disciplined हो. Okay, nothing wrong with this. Then we have the need for play, right? To have fun in life without any other purpose. Okay, all right. Sometimes all we want is that. What do we want? Sometimes all we want to have is a little bit of fun. ठीक है? उसके बाद rejection. To exclude, abandon, expel, or remain indifferent to an inferior other. To snub or jilt another. यहाँ पे need for rejection. आपको need है कि आप लोगों को reject कर दें. दोस्तों को या किसी और को या academic field में या colleague को. What do you want to do? You basically want to treat other people badly. That's all. You want to jilt them, reject them. You want to snub them. आप उनको isolate करना चाहते हैं, exclude करना चाहते हैं. This is a need as well. Then we have the need for sentience. What is this? Sensuous impressions. Okay. Sentience basically means that we want other people to be attracted to us. Okay. All right. Sexually, we want other people to be attracted to us. Okay. All right. Now, need for sex is pretty obvious. We want to form an erotic relationship. Ha, ha. ओके, लास्टली सक्रेंस. सक्रेंस जैसे नर्चरेंस का ऑपोजिट आप कह सकते हैं. लेट्स से इन नर्चरेंस आई वांट टू टेक केयर ऑफ समबडी, यस, बट इन सक्रेंस आई वांट टू बी टेकन केयर ऑफ. ठीक है, टू बी नर्स, टू बी सपोर्टेड, टू बी सस्टेन्ड, सराउंडेड, प्रोटेक्टेड. So here you're like, no, 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 I'm only weak. You save me. You always save me from what, who knows, but save me. So succurrence is all about being comfortable, being protected, feeling like you're in a cozy place, never having to worry about a thing. Lastly, the need for understanding. हम चाहते हैं कि हम चीजों को लाइफ में अंडरस्टैंड करें, हम चीजों को लाइफ में एनालाइज करें. I want to discuss, I want to argue, I want to emphasize on the importance of reasoning and logic and so on. All right? So we want to state our opinions very precisely, and basically what do we want? We want to gain more and more and more knowledge. All right. So these are our 20 needs. Okay. ये पूरी 20 नीड्स है हमारी. यहाँ पे किसी को डाउट है? If you have a doubt here, please go ahead and ask. Dependent clingy type, yes, definitely. Succurrence is for dependent and clingy type. Okay, pampered is one thing. Want attention in caps, all right. Please ask if there are any doubts here, otherwise we will move on. नो डाउट मैम. सेंटेंस में चाहते हैं या दूसरे चाहते हैं मैम? ओहो, हम चाहते हैं कि दूसरे चाहें, समझ रहे हैं आप? सेंटेंस मीन्स वी वांट टू बी वी वांट टू सीम अट्रैक्टिव टू अदर्स. हम चाहते हैं कि दूसरे हमसे अट्रैक्टेड हों. चलो चलो मैम, कहाँ चलो, कहाँ जाना है? मैम 4 में ही ध्यान रखना है, बाकी सब नेम से क्लियर हो जाते हैं. Exhibition is we need to be acknowledged. Do you know exhibitionism? Now, exhibitionism not as a disorder, but mostly people who are, exhibitionistic. They brag a little. वो चाहते हैं कि उनको appreciate किया जाए. वो चाहते हैं कि उनके efforts को constantly, applaud किया जाए. ऐसे. Entice other people to intimidate, but through, through effort, through your personality. All right. All right. I suppose those are the needs. Now we will talk about show-offs. You can say that. Now we've talked about primary needs, we've talked about secondary needs, we've talked about reactive needs, and we've talked about proactive needs. Yes, ये सब हमने discuss किया है. Correct, Karan. हाँ, correct, correct, correct. Okay, we've talked about primary, we've talked about secondary. I think this is an additional slide. Now, subseriation is important here. I will go ahead and share the slide with you. The tables and this particular thing I have taken from Schultz's personality book. All right. So all of you can refer to it as well. There are great tables. The theories are very precisely explained. Chaliye. All right. Fine. Now, subseriation sometimes can occur. तो हम देखते हैं कि यहाँ पे important statements क्या है, important words क्या है, and what role will they play in our overall system of personality. ठीक है? Okay, fine. All right. Now, subseriation, according to Murray, is a situation where through one need we are satisfying another need also. आप सोचो that I really want to fulfill my need for affiliation. Then can I show difference also at the same time? क्या हम difference और affiliation दोनों एक दूसरे के through fulfill कर सकते हैं? Possible, not possible, tell me. Ma'am, no gossip about Murray. Those are not things to talk about in a class. Okay, we are not going to, yeah, those are not things that you talk about in a classroom. जो सुना, जो beginning में सुना वो काफी था. Okay, all right. चलो ठीक है. All right, wonderful. Okay, okay. चलो ठीक है. Then press is basically the influence of the environment. Environment जो force हम पे exert करती है. Like we said, if parents are constantly motivating and they always say, no, I really want you to work hard. I want you to work hard. Why don't you work hard? So you will want to develop the need for achievement as well. ठीक है? Thema is basically a combination of the presses and the needs of a person. ठीक है? Now the unity thema it is called sometimes. Can I say कि unity thema में हमारी सारी needs और presses होंगे? My unity thema or the unity thema of the overall needs and presses of my personality is mostly unconscious. Because do we very actively know what our needs are? कि हम succurrence चाहते हैं या हम nurturance करना चाहते हैं या हम dominate करना चाहते हैं? Do we think about all of this actively? Okay, do we ever think actively कि ये हमारी needs हैं? I have a need for order. Do we ever think actively about what my needs are? No, guys, we don't think. We don't think. What do I do? I analyze myself every day. No, do you analyze yourself every day? No, not really. So these are unconscious. Unconscious. ठीक है? Early childhood experiences become a powerful force in determining personality. This is your clue for deterministic approach. ठीक है? तो ये कहते हैं हम हमारा unity thema जो है ये कब बनता है? ये childhood में develop होता है. And although there might be some modifications later, but most important force or most important force that determines our overall personality is this unity thema that is formed throughout the childhood. पूरे बचपन में जो हम सीखते हैं तो वही हमारा यूनिटी थीमा बन जाता है, लार्जली अनकॉन्शियस, राइट? नीड्स एंड प्रेसेस, so that we, there's coherence, there's unity, there's order. थोड़ी conflicting चीजें भी होती हैं. What if I want to do nurturance, but I also have a very strong need for dominance? Is this possible? क्या आपने कभी देखा है कि कई लोग ऐसे होते हैं, वो they give a lot of love also but they dominate a lot also? आपने कभी देखा है that there'll be people who will be like, I'll do this for you, let me do this for you, I'll take care of you, but then they dominate also. They are like, नहीं नहीं नहीं, जो मैंने कहा वही करना है. A lot of times it can be elders or elder people. हाँ, मेरी बात सुनो. हाँ, हमेशा मेरी बात सुनो. They'll be very very loving. Absolutely. तो क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि these needs are conflicting? Toxic relationships. Can I say that these needs are conflicting? These needs are conflicting. ये एक दूसरे के साथ नहीं जाती हैं. Then can I say कि हमारे unity thema में conflicting needs भी होती हैं. कभी कभी needs don't actually agree or cooperate or correlate with one another. Or they'll be negatively, हाँ, negatively they influence one. Absolutely. That is basically what we need to remember. And the unique pattern of our own traits, of our own needs will create our unique personality. समझ रहे हैं आप? हर एक इंसान में सेम नीड्स नहीं होंगी, एंड क्योंकि हमारी सारी नीड्स अलग अलग लेवल पे प्रेजेंट होंगी, अलग अलग अमाउंट में प्रेजेंट होंगी, तो हमारी पर्सनालिटी जो बनती है उसकी वजह से दैट इज क्वाइट यूनिक. यूनिक पर्सनालिटी बनती है हमारी. ऑलराइट, ओके. हाँ. With that, we have discussed unity thema. Now, what did he talk about personality? We will just look at it, and then that will be it for today. ठीक है? तो मरे डिवाइडेड चाइल्डहुड इनटू 5 स्टेजेस. तो तब चाइल्डहुड की ही थ्योरी सारे बनाते थे ना, 1940s 1930s. 1940s 1930s. तो इन्होंने भी चाइल्डहुड की थ्योरी दी है. He has given a childhood development stage. He said that fixation only happens when we really can't get our head out of this stage. Okay, I will give you some examples here as well, and we'll discuss. ठीक है? तो स्टेज, there are 5 stages and there are complexes. Complex is similar to fixation. ठीक है? जैसे you saw in Freud's theory, when we have oral fixation, all we want to do is only satisfy that urge. So here, complexes are basically normal pattern, but we get obsessive about it, and we only try to fulfill these or satisfy these as an adult, and therefore it becomes a problem. The first one is secure existence within the womb. Are we secure within the womb before we are born? Absolutely. Now, claustral complex क्या होता है? A lot of people feel that I should always be in a small, cozy, warm, dark place and feel comfortable. Fetal position mein. I always want to remain safe like that. I never want to try anything new. I never want to, try anything scary. And I can't deal with uncertainty at all. And I can't deal with difficult situations at all. That would be a claustral complex. उसके बाद sensuous enjoyment of sucking, nourishment while being held. ठीक है, तो ये बेसिकली ओरल स्टेज है. ओरल स्टेज एब्सोल्युटली नॉर्मल, बच्चे को ये फीलिंग्स होना बिल्कुल नॉर्मल. Whereas oral complex is कि पूरी life you seek only oral pleasure, something like a biting personality, something like a dependent personality, collecting things and so on, just like Freud's fixations, and then smoking cigarettes, consuming alcohol, because always we want to satisfy that one need again and again. यस श्रुति, एब्सोल्युटली. कंफर्ट जोन, हाँ, कंफर्ट जोन क्लॉस्ट्रल कम, मतलब इतना कंफर्ट जोन कि घर के बाहर भी नहीं जाना चाहते. देन द प्लेजर रिजल्टिंग फ्रॉम डिफिकेशन. कैन आई से एनल स्टेज है ये बेसिकली, according to Freud, just the anal stage. Anal complex will be only preoccupied with defecation. Defecation matlab obsessed with going to the toilet, even as an adult. Is that normal? Always only thinking about relieving oneself and going to the washroom all the time. Not normal. Not normal. Okay, all right. Then the pleasure accompanying urination. बचपन में again ये ठीक है. Okay. So this is for actually a very young child who is achieving success in the form of going to the toilet on their own. जब छोटा सा बच्चा टॉयलेट खुद जाता है या वॉशरूम खुद चला जाता है, उसको इंडिपेंडेंस का सेंस मिलता है. But a urethral complex is setting unrealistic targets and then feeling heartbroken when they fail. Okay, urethral complex यहाँ पे unique है. This has not been discussed in anybody else's theory. So they may ask you in the upcoming NET exam. तो अनरियलिस्टिक गोल्स हम सेट करते हैं और जब वो गोल्स फेल हो जाते हैं, टारगेट्स फेल होते हैं, हम मीट नहीं कर पाते हैं, देन व्हाट हैपेंस? वी फील शैटर्ड. We feel shattered when we fail. All right, very, very good. We feel very, very shattered when we fail. All right. Urethral complex is not dependent. Urethral complex is that we set unrealistic, बहुत बहुत high target set करते हैं जो possible ही नहीं होता है. Like people will say, I will clear net in 1 month. Obviously, if they started preparation, just 2-3 weeks before the exam, they will not be able to clear. And when they don't clear, they're like, life ही बेकार है, exam ही बेकार है, क्यों दिया, क्यों देना था, like that. Understanding? Understanding? Not understanding? Lastly, genital pleasures. ठीक है? According to this, when an adolescent या जो phallic stage होती है, so there the child actually is focusing on the development and exploring the development of their reproductive parts, physical parts. Castration complex here is fear of, what do I say? This is, so you remember how Freud said that Oedipal complex is something very, very serious. Oedipus complex बहुत serious चीज है. But here, if you take it, or if you take a look at what Murray said, he basically said कि ये fantasy होती है बच्चे की. Castration complex या castration anxiety कुछ नहीं होता है. Just a fantasy for the child. Okay, what if whatever I have just developed gets taken away? And that's about it. That is where his theories stop. This is all that he has discussed. So far, if you have any doubts, please let me know. I'm glad we were able to do this today. Let me know. I'll wait. एक महीने में हो जाता है सिलेबस. होता होगा. So he is basically saying कि castration anxiety is not real. Castration anxiety सिर्फ fantasy में होता है. बच्चे को सच में नहीं होती है serious castration anxiety. Only when there's a lot of, what do I say, seeking genital pleasures as a child. Only then. All right? Inappropriate sexual behavior or inappropriate, actions to achieve pleasure. Only then. All right, with that, we are done. I hope you guys liked this topic. If you want more such topics, please go ahead and request in the comments down below whether you are watching live or whether you are watching recorded. I had a great time talking to all of you. Happy Thursday. I will see you all again next week. Next week, we will have the class on probably Friday itself. All right. चलिए हाँ जी. Absolutely. With that, that's it. Good night. Goodbye to all of you. If you do want to join my Telegram group, you can join the group saying Net with Hafsa. You can just look it up on Telegram. Except for that, if you want to subscribe, अगर आप subscribe करना चाहते हैं 31st से पहले to avoid the price hike, you can use my code Hafsa Live to get a 10% off. That is me signing off now. If you like the class, please make sure to upvote it, share it, like it. That would really help out a lot. Take care. Bye bye. Have a great night.